Hi folks, it's Kelvin here. We run Coach for Leeds and surrounding areas as well as online coaching. In this little video, I'm going to talk about a slightly different way of tracking your training. So sometimes for some runners at certain times in their training, for whatever reason, could be that someone's just going through like a base building phase and we're keeping things quite general. Or it could be that a runner's going through like a particularly tough time in their life and they don't want to be kind of like overwhelmed with all the data. So here's something that you can do. It's not uncommon for me to set themes for runners rather than specific workouts. So instead of like, week one has these workouts, week two has these workouts, it might be for the next 4 weeks, I want you to try run 3 times a week if possible, but no worries if not, and really just go enjoy running. Another theme might be, similar to that, but maybe push a little bit on the uphills and run the downs to a relaxed feel. And that might be for a training block. And what the runner can do during these times, they can either track the data if they want to, but sometimes we don't want all the sort of stats and the noise around, running social media and what Garmin tells us and things like that. So what you can do as a runner is just set one screen on your watch so it just shows the time of day. So it doesn't show any sort of pace or heart rate or anything. I would still advise runners to wear their, heart rate chest strap or optical armband if they're training to heart rate, but they're not going to be able to see that data. And we don't have to upload that data either. Most modern watches have a reasonable sized memory. I think mine has like a 32 gig memory, which is more than my first computer. So we can upload them in a few weeks' time or a month's time. And the other thing that, this is one sort of reason, I suppose, that I also like Training Peaks to track my runners, is that I will be able to see the data. So I will be able to, when I'm doing like a sort of weekly message to that runner, I will be able to just kind of like almost guide with my tone a little bit. It's normally times where we don't want to be very prescriptive, but I can just keep a little bit of an eye on what the runner's doing. They know that I'm going to do that as well. I can add notes to their training. And like I said, I can just kind of like guide with messages, it's really useful. And I'm sure you can sort of think of like times when it might be, a benefit to, just go almost kind of like blind on the data for a month, but to know someone is keeping an eye on that can also be useful. So if you've got any questions on that, please pop them in the comments below. And for now, happy running.